Welcome to my studio. Hello friends, welcome to my studio. It's my refuge, it's my solace, and it's my muse, all wrapped up in the spare bedroom. This is the recorder I use today, and I have a PC station set up right over there, and of course, lots of toys. I got my first tape recorder way back in 1968 with a little 4-inch open reel job that was just magic with a mic. In the late 70s, a band I was playing with decided to cut a record. We did, and it was my first time in a real live recording studio. Man, I was hooked for life. So I thought, how can I do overdub recording right here at home, anytime I want, on a bag boy salary? Then I met this guy, Peter Kirch. While I was taking his groceries to the car one day, Peter said, you know, I do overdub recording at home using 2 cassette decks and a stereo mixer. Man, the clouds broke, the angels sang, and the rest is history. With a few upgrades along the way, I'd found my passion. And this show is about all the folks that share that passion, and they are aplenty. Homegrown music is a thing, and it's my pleasure to show off some of the amazing talent from around the globe. And I am honored to start the series with an amazing and prolific songwriter that everyone back home will know. Larry Smith. All right, Larry Smith, man, how are you?
I'm doing great, Ray. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I know it's a different day and time with the COVID and all that stuff. Hey, how you guys doing with it?
We're getting along. I'm ready for for it to end and get out to play again. But right before the COVID hit, at least I did get to finish making a new album, and it's selling briskly, and I enjoy that, and I'm proud of it. So,
well, let's talk about how'd you get started in music? How old were you, and what was your inspiration?
Well, when the Beatles came out in 1964, of course, my brother T-Ray and I was watching the Ed Sullivan Show, and we were transformed overnight. You know, that's what we wanted to do. And so the first band I was ever in was when I was 11 years old in Modesto, California, and we called ourselves the Alley Cats, and actually played parties for grade school parties, birthday parties and such, and just didn't really look back from there. You know, just always played in bands. I just always enjoyed playing music and writing music, you know. So now things have slowed down, and I'm just playing with a trio that we still call ourselves the Smith Brothers, because my brother Sean is the front man in it, and also plays some guitar, and of course he does a lot of singing, and he's really funny as a front man. So anyway, just keep that flame going, you know.
Do you remember writing your first song?
Some of my first ones that I'm proud of were in a group when I was with Pieces, and we didn't do any of my stuff, but the next band that came along, John Orville Macy Band, we did a lot of them. And from there, you know, I mean, just loved writing songs and performing.
What inspired you to start writing music?
I would think it would been way back then when I was 11, 12 years old, and we noticed even at that young age that the groups we admired were writing their own material, you know, and that's the way that you would eventually make it. Not to say that when we were 11 and 12 we thought we were going to make it, but we knew that that was a key to it. Performing a song that you wrote and seeing it come, you know, full-fledged out there is just one of the greatest experiences you can have, you know, or for me it is, you know.
Me too, man, me too. How often, you know, sometimes I'll write a song or I'll begin to work on a project and I've got it in my head exactly how it's supposed to be, but it comes out different. You know, it comes out way different. Did that ever happen to you?
Oh yeah, and sometimes you'll write something and just be working on it, you know, and come back to it, and finally you get it all down pat and realize you have rewritten a song that you just remembered. You know,
do they often come out better than you first thought they would?
No. If it sounds like something that's already been done, it's like back to the drawing board. Sometimes you'll come back to it and play it and say, well, that's just rap. You know?
Yeah, I've done 1,000 of those.
Oh yeah.
And that brings us around to the kind of the sub theme, or the main theme actually of the show, is that people who make music at home, having the availability close by to record music, what's that like? Are you glad to have that?
Oh yes. And you know now, Ray, of course, lots of folks have home studios, you know, and it's just such a ball to do that, you know. I mean, to be able to do like what we used to have to do and pay a lot of money in a studio and travel to it, you know. So it makes it real nice when somebody knows what they're doing in a home studio, and it sounds good, you know. And if you can just take your time and get it right, well, it makes it a whole lot more fun, you know.
The digital world has made it so much easier for us all.
Oh yeah, agreed.
What's the name of the first song we're going to hear?
The first one is called What in the World. It was a song that was written when the Smith brothers started playing all the time. And we were playing actually at Shadow Lake here in Knoll, Missouri. Mm-hmm. And we were the house band. Most of my songs were in the vein of, you know, fast rock and roll songs, you know, the macho rock star thing, you know. And for me to write a slow song, I was very almost embarrassed to play it, but I played it for my buddy Carl, who engineered this new deal. He was the lead guitar player in Smith Brothers, or one of them, I should say. And I got done. He said, "That's a great song." He goes, "Let's do it." So from there on, I've played it in almost every band I've ever been in. Anyway, it's one I'm proud of, you know.
The name of the song again is
What in the World?
Well, let's hear it.
1, 2, 3.
Promise you love, and I gave it. And shoulder to cry on whenever you're blue. Fit like a glove, girl, let's save it. What in the world would I do without you? I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just trying to make some sense. It just feels again. Please stay with me. Years have gone, I've watched them roll by. Think of all the things we've been through. Can't believe it's really goodbye. Just what in the world would I do without you? I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just trying to make some sense. It just feels like I'm on the side that's losing. Could you let me back on your side? Let me win again. Please stay with me. I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just trying to make some sense. It just feels like I'm on the side that's losing. Could you let me back on your side? Let me win again. Please, baby. Promise you love, and I gave it. Shoulder to cry on whenever you blue.
What a great song, man. Tell me a little bit about what inspired that song.
At the time, Ray, it was a breakup song, boy girl type deal. What in the world would I do without you?
What do you hope people take away from your music, or how do you hope they hear it?
I hope that anything that I play, people take away feeling good. That's the way I've always thought, especially rock and roll music should be, and I guess any kind of original music should make people feel good, and maybe even at times make them think a little bit, and hopefully they'll go away thinking that, heck, that guy can write some pretty good songs, Well, and if it brings out emotions in people too, if it's a sad song and you actually make somebody cry, you've written a damn good song,
Absolutely, man.
If it's a happy song and they want to get up and dance, you've written a damn good song,
I love that. You bet. That's a great way to put it. What's next for you? We're got anything on the horizon? What's up?
Well, I'm getting at the age now that I'm pretty happy doing what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm playing in a little 3-piece acoustical, and I still get that same feeling and still give the crowd some fun, so I'm pretty satisfied right now, and still write songs. And like you're saying, the studio is, right there within my reach. So then let people hear it that way. So life's good for me,
That's great to hear, man. That's great to hear. So where can people find your music?
It's on almost all the music sites, or you can go to YouTube, and the whole thing is on there. And if you like it, if you send me $10 plus $5 shipping and handling to Larry Smith, 329 Bluff Street, No, Missouri, 64854, I'll put one in the mail to you right away. And they've been selling briskly. They've been doing real well. Surprised me to death. So
that's awesome. That's the best news yet, man.
But when people word of mouth and somebody else wants one, that's pretty cool,
Larry, I want to thank you so much for being on the premiere show, and I really hope good things come from Welcome to My Studio, and we can find a place where a lot of people can come see homegrown music.
I do too, and thank you so much for having me, and even doubly being the first guest that you had. That makes me feel good. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I wouldn't have it any other way. Here's one more from Larry Smith called Talk of the Town. Well, that wraps our first show, and thanks so much to everyone who joined us, and hope they had as much fun as we did. If you know someone with a home studio or a songwriter that would like to be on the show, have them email us here at wtms.fridays.8pm@gmail.com. Next up, Chris Gray, another amazing songwriter from the Heartland that has more songs than I have aches and pains, and that's a lot. And we've already heard from artists from the United Kingdom, Russia, Canada, Malta, Italy. It's going to be so much fun. Can't wait. Until then, welcome to my studio.